Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to 3D rig your character in Maya. Let's get right into it. Okay, so first thing you need to do is select all of your character's objects except the circle controller. You don't want to select it, and then hold shift and let's combine it. Okay, I've already combined it and named it Foxy. Then let's go to front view, and now let's go to the rigging tab and let's select the quick rig tool, which is this icon right here. Okay, two windows will show up. Let's close this window. We're gonna rig our character manually, and let's dock this window somewhere up here so it sits nicely over here. Okay, so let's create a character. Let's create a skeleton first. So click create skeleton. And it's gonna be too big, so we're gonna need to scale it down. So go to character scale and let's do 0.1, and just let's keep doing 0.1 until it scales down. Okay, so now we have our character, our skeleton. Okay, if you don't see your skeleton, make sure you click this button right here, which will allow you to show your joints and bones. Okay, so it created a character reference for us with different joints. We have hips, left leg, right leg, etc. So the way we're gonna do this is like here. Let me turn off the grid. So we have the hip, which controls the whole rig. Then we have the left thigh, left leg, left foot, and then we have some spine joints. So we have spine 1, spine 2, spine 3. Then we have this pelvic bone right here. We have the left shoulder, we have the left forearm, and we have the hand. And we also have this bone right here, which connects to the neck, and then that connects to the middle of the head. So this is how we're going to position our joints. So let's select our hip joint. So if you're accidentally selecting your character instead of the joints, what you can do is you can go here and then click this. Let's see. Yep, click the third option right here, and we got a bunch of options. If we turn this off, you can't select polygons, and if you turn it on, you can select your character. Okay, and same thing with this. Now I can select my rig. If I turn it off, I can't select my rig anymore. So these are handy. I'm just gonna keep this off for now. So first thing, we have the hip joint, which is gonna be here, and it controls the whole rig. So let's press W and move it down here. Okay, and now we're just gonna do it how this graph shows it. It's basically like the human body, matching the joints to where they need to be. So we're only gonna do the right side, and then we're gonna mirror the right to the left. We're not gonna do the left side, so it's faster to do. So let's put the left thigh here. Let's bring this up here. So this is our knee, and then this is our feet. So our character doesn't have any toes. So in the skeleton tab right here, we're gonna disable the toe base. Okay. If we disable it, the toes will be gone. And make sure the circle is inside of your mesh. You don't want to go outside at all, or that will create some issues. Okay, same thing for the fingers. We don't have any fingers, so we're gonna turn the fingers off. Okay, and this is our hip, and then we have our spines. We have 1, 2, 3 spines. Let's click here and drag it down a little bit. Okay, so you want your hip to be here, and then this will be the neck joint, and the last one will be the head. So you want to put the head joint somewhere in the middle of your character's head, like here. It will be good. And let's drag the pelvic bone down about here, and then we have our shoulder, which I'm going to position it right here. Then we have our elbow. I'm going to put it here. And then we have our wrists, which I'm going to put here. Okay, that looks good. Let's mirror this side to the other side now. You can click this button right here, which will mirror the joints to the other side. Okay, good. So this is our human rig, but we do have some ears and a tail in the back that we also want to rig. So let's go to the side view first, and let's rig the tail. Okay. So before we rig the tail, we need to select which joint we want to connect the tail from. So it's going to be the hip joint. So if we click on our character reference, you can see all the joints. We have the hip, the left leg, the right leg. So let's select the hip. And then how do we create a joint? We go to, let's see. So first we change our menus to rigging, and then we have the skeleton tab. Let's click on it, and by create joints, let's click this box right here. And then this window will show up. Let's set, since we have small bones, let's set it to maybe 0.1 is good. So do 0.1 in here and 0.1 in here. And you can keep the rest the same. So now make sure you select where you want to connect your joint first. So let's select hip first. And now we're gonna click on our connection right here to get a bone from the hip to the tail. And let's do maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna do 5. And now let's do the same thing for the ears. So I'm gonna go back to the front view, and I forgot to name our first joints, so let's rename these, because right now they're just saying joints, they don't have any names. So all these are labeled except our tail. So let's go here, let's say tail 1, and let's just do the same thing for the rest. Tail 1, tail 2, tail 4, tail 5, and tail 6. It's important to name your joints correctly. Okay, so now we want to connect the head to the ears. Let's see. So let's navigate to our neck first. So let's go to spine. And spine 1, spine 2. Then we have our neck. And inside our neck, it will be the head joint. So I actually want to click on my head joint. And actually, let's move it up a little bit. Like maybe here. And now let's create some joints. So go to skeleton, create joints, and make sure you select your head first, and then let's click on here. Okay, and that will create a joint inside of our head. So we renamed the tails manually. We can rename it here to ear 1, and that will automatically rename the new joints. So let's do one here and one at the top. And if we open our hierarchy up, oh, it didn't actually name them. Interesting. I'm just gonna do ear 2 and ear 3. And then we can do it manually, but that may create a mistake. So what we can do is select our ear 1. So select the first hierarchy. Then you can go to skeleton and let's mirror it. So we can go to mirror joints, click the option, and let's change it from Y to Z. Okay, and let's click mirror, and that will mirror our ears together. I think everything is done now. Let's go to the side view to make sure everything is in the middle. Okay, everything looks good. Okay, now we're going to bind our do skin binding. So if we go to skin, we can bind skin to the joints, because right now if I go to the perspective view and select one of my joints, they don't move the character yet, so we need to skin our character. So what we do is let's select the hip joint. We can select it in here, and then you hold shift and select your character as well. And I can't select it. Why? Because I have this turned off. Let's do this and hold shift and select your character. So I want to select your hips first and then your character, and then go to skin and let's bind skin. So I'm gonna reset my settings. Okay, so bind method, let's do codistic voxel. Skinning method, let's do dual. You can leave the rest the same. And max influence, since our character doesn't have very long arms and legs, I'm gonna lower this to 1. And then in the fall off, I'm gonna do 0.1 as well. Okay, everything looks fine. Let's apply and close. Okay, don't forget to save your work. Yeah, let's see if this works. Okay, yep, this works now, and I can move my character freely. Okay, there's one last thing we need to do, which skin weights. So if I move this, if I move the head, some geometry gonna still not be moving, so we need to do skin weights. What is skin weights? Let me show you. So skin weights, so each joint should be able to control only a portion of the body. Okay. Same thing with the hands, but we're not going to worry about it. So the neck joint should be able to control the whole head. Okay, and the shoulder joint should only be able to control this part. So these are just guides, but I'm gonna show you how to do skin weights. So what you're gonna do is select your character, make sure you're in object mode, and then let's right click and go to paint skin weights. And now you can see we get this window. We can see the influences. So we have all of our joints in here. I have hips, left leg. Okay. So let's go to the neck joint right here. And if you look at the neck joint, it's not controlling the whole head. So we need it to control the whole head. So we have black and white. White has a value of 1, and it means the joint will be able to control the white parts, and it won't be able to control the black parts. Okay, so let's make sure that we can okay, and you also get this warning. Warning: specific weights could not be set due to locked influence. So let's go to the attribute editor. Let's close this, and to exit paint mode, you just press Q or go to the selection button right here. Let's press Q to exit. Select our character, go to attribute editor, and let's navigate to skin cluster. So you only need to do one thing, which is turn off max influences. Let's turn it off, and let's go back to skin weights. Right click and go to paint skin weights. Okay, so we want to paint this part, the bars that didn't move, you want to paint them white. So you can choose white by dragging the value all the way to 1. And if you drag it to 0, that means it will be black. You can also flood your whole character. So if I increase this to 1 and press flood, it will flood our whole character, which is like a paint bucket tool. So I'm gonna do Ctrl Z, and let's just make sure these parts are white. Okay, now let's press Q to exit paint mode. Let's close this. Let's see if it worked. So let's click on our neck joint right here. Press E to rotate, and let's see if it worked. Okay, good. Now it worked nicely. There are still some issues here, but it's mostly good. Let's check out the ear. Okay, the ear is good. Okay, so I think the shoulders are affecting the body too much. So we're gonna press Q, select our model, right click, go to paint skin, and let's see. So we have our left shoulder right here, which is affecting a lot of the geometry. So I don't want to reduce it too much. I will set the opacity to maybe 0.4, and reduce the value to 0, and let's just remove some of the influence here. You can just click around. Okay, that looks fine. Let's go to the right shoulder and let's do the same thing. Yeah, let's see now. Okay, still don't like it. Let's go to paint tool and let's reduce it even more. So to make the brush smaller, you can hold B and drag. So B and drag. Same thing with the soft selection tool. I probably should have said that earlier. So hold B and drag to make your brush smaller. So do you see how the neck is affecting the whole body? So I want to turn all of the body to black. So I'm going to go to face mode, select my whole body. Okay, so now we're selecting the rig. I don't want to select the rig anymore. I'm going to turn this off, go to face mode and select my body faces. Then I'm going to right click, paint skin weights. And if we click on our neck, you can see it's affecting the body a little bit. So we don't want that, so let's select the value to 0 and let's flood. And make sure the opacity is set to 1. Okay. So do you see how ear 4 is affecting a little bit of the body? It's a very weird bug, but let's just paint black over here, because when we're controlling the ear we don't want to move these parts. Okay, so the right arm, we want to paint around the arm a little bit. So instead of it having here, so I'm just gonna turn this to 1 and let's paint over it in like a circle shape. I'm gonna set this value to a lower value like 0, and let's just remove some of the influence in here. Let's do the same thing for the left shoulder. Let's do the left arm first. Set it to 1 and let's paint over here. So what you can also do is if something is acting weird, let's say if I move this like this direction, these parts come up. So let's do this and then go to paint skin weights and let's select the leg that's causing the issues. Okay, so the right leg is causing this issue. So I'm gonna make my brush smaller and just select this part over here. Make sure your brush is set to 0. Okay, we fixed that part. Let's see if I can do the same thing here. If for whatever reason it's not letting you paint on it, okay, there we go. You just need to click on the points. Okay, so when I'm moving the head, the body also moves. I mean, when I'm moving in the neck, so I don't want that. So what I'm gonna do is do this. Then I'm gonna go to face mode. Make sure you turn off direct selection so you don't accidentally select your rig. Let's select the body faces. Right click and paint skin weights. And now let's go to neck and you see how it's affecting the body. So I'm gonna make my value 0 and flood. Okay, so what's going on here? Let's remove the weights here. Okay, I think I accidentally selected a face in the... Let's go to vertex mode. Select these body pieces. And make sure you don't select any part of the head. Go to paint skin weights and let's flood it with 0. Okay. Okay, that fixed the issue for us. Let's see the ears. And now to change the face expression, we can click the circle right here and change our face expressions here. I've already created some keyframes in here, but if you want to delete your keyframes, you can hold shift, select your keyframes, right click and do delete. Okay, so for whatever reason, if you wanna rebind your model, make sure first it's in T-pose. Then in skin cluster, you can go to polymodeling and delete the attribute if you don't want, if you want to repeat the skin binding, but don't do it if your model is fine. Okay, so now let's animate between 3 different poses. Okay, so let's go to channel box right here. And to keyframe this, let's go to the character reference and hold shift and click the plus button. This will open up all of our joints. I don't remember which joint I moved, so I'm gonna select all of them. Select the last one, hold shift and select the hips. And now you can press S to set a keyframe in frame 1. Let's go to frame, let's say frame 6, and let's do a different pose. Let's maybe have him do this, and then maybe bend that way. And then you're gonna select all of them again, all of your joints, and you're gonna press S. Okay, now our character will go from pose 1 to pose 2. And let's also keyframe our expressions. So and here I want him to have this facial expression, and then in frame 6, let's maybe let's turn off the cry. So click on here, hold your middle mouse button and drag to turn it to 0. Let's see, so maybe angry. I'll do a star, and I'm gonna keyframe the color to yellow, and maybe I'm gonna have the brows straight, and for the mouth, look how far I can bring the mouth. That's really funny. I'm gonna do this shape, and then don't forget to press S after you keyframed everything. So now it will go from this to this. So it will into our facial expressions will go down in a linear format, so we can see the eyes shifting. If you don't want that, you can hold shift, select your frames, right click, and in tangent it's stepped. Okay, very cool. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below, and I will see you all next time. Bye.